Good morning. Welcome to Crawl or No Crawl. This is Carolyn Holzman. Today is October 31st, and it is also a test day. New content, as you know, is published 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and all other days are observations. So you're looking at the Indexation Research Log, and it's where dates, times, and updates are notated. And this is a free resource. You can find it on American Way Media site. And all you have to do is search for Google Index Detector, and it's the top result. Now, this morning, a new page was published, submitted through the Google Indexing API, and the first bot arrived about a minute later. That doesn't seem significant, but in previous times, until recently, it's sort of all been simultaneous. So it's interesting that it's taking a minute. Now, for the first time, this is the big news. For the first time since October 10th, as of today, new content has been findable by its keywords. Yay! So the pages that tested on were last week, Monday and Friday, and Wednesday test had no love. But the big news is new content processed through the indexing and serving system and through the simple rendering and JavaScript. So first time. Yay! Okay, now also, Search Console, the old page coverage update happened over Saturday night, and I have 2 things I want to mention about just what's been happening. I went back to look at the desktop bots, what they were crawling on Friday, and I did notice a few more referral crawls, meaning in the record, the server log record, you can see what, if anything, instructed or led to that crawl. And so, for instance, a page with a URL of a link back to you, so it's like one of your backlinks. If Google discovers a page where that a link goes back to you was placed, then it follows that link and it's recorded in your server logs, so you can kind of find it. And remember last week I said that 27 pages that were previously findable by their keywords appeared in the crawled but not indexed bucket in Search Console. Now it's good to know, like I said, that content can go from findable to not findable. So I decided to do a wholesale resubmission of those 27 pages to the Indexing API, just to prove a point, if all, just to myself. So I wanted to test to see if I could increase the number of items that show in the site search group. And that's where you search with the site, and then the name of your domain, and it only looks at pages from your site. Well, it went from 17 pages to 35 pages to 45 pages. 17, 35, and 40 this morning over the last few days. So 24 of those 27 are now back to being findable by their keywords. Now, as I said before, October 10th is the pivotal day, and it's been an entirely different ballgame until today. We haven't found any new content indexed by its keywords. So what I did find is that the new pages that were found are not in the site search operator group. So now we're back to the situation where now that I'm observing in this particular test that the site search operator pages are now not the same as all those that are findable. Okay, so now it's back to the way they say it should be, at least in this case. And I told you, if you want to try this, you can find your pages that are indexed in the index system that says they're not indexed, like they're crawled or they're discovered. You can submit those back into the Google Indexing API as long as the reason they're not in there is Google system. So if it's Google's fault, you can collect up those URLs and submit them through the Google Indexing API, and you will get those recrawled and back in. All right, now let's look at the bots. Okay, this is the shocking part. I have never seen so few crawlers on a normal day. So that makes me think this is not going to be a normal day. So if you are making changes to your content and not submitting via Google Indexing API, it's going to take a minute. And when I say a minute, I mean a long time. There's very little recrawl with the desktop. There's this one that always shows up every day, but not even this one. Now, these two don't have Chrome, so they're not even taking pictures of your content. They're not rendering anything. They're just grabbing the HTML. And here, all the ones that make pictures, few and far between. So if you're letting Google find your content without being proactive in your submission, good luck. You may see traffic shifts. If you're looking at individual pages and terms, because most people kind of look at that general graph in Search Console, and that does not tell the whole story. So definitely filter down and look and see if you're losing traffic or a page has shifted. You'll be able to see it in there. All right. Please subscribe. Costs you nothing, and it tells me that these types of reports are of interest to you. Feel free to post any comments or questions about what you're seeing. I do think that we're going to have something interesting happen this week. I don't know what. We'll see. And also, I'm offering the forensic SEO training again in early 2023. If you want to be on the early bird list and get the best price and heads up before the class closes, go to forensicseotraining.com. And there's a form there, and just ask to get on the early bird list. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.